Diecast competition series rolls into May for the 6th competition on the 2025 schedule. Folks, ladies and gentle cars, my name is Farkle8000, and welcome back to the season. Before we begin, we have a few late stories to get to. First off, probably the biggest and most important, is we have two brand new competitors, two rookies, that now puts us at 37 rookies on the season, which also beats the record. And we're not even halfway through. That is insane. Our two new competitors are Fortrax and Nervehammer. They're going to be racing in the last race of round number 1. So, gotta wait until Wednesday to watch them race, but they will be racing. They're brand new to the rookie fight. And the second part that we want to announce now, but won't be taking a look at for a while, is the Diecast competition series has announced a decade-long point standings, where the total points of each competitor each year will be placed into one document to see who has the most points for each decade. Now, seeing as the point standings weren't introduced until 2023, the Diecast competition series wrapped in a few others to make the decade feel a little more complete. So first off, the 2018 and 2019 seasons ran about 6 to 9 competitions each. Well, while doing that, we had point standings just for fun, so those are going to be wrapped into it, and we have a little over half of the 2022 season recorded and saved up, and so we're also going to be using that season for that. And so with all of that being said, here is your top 25. You can see Symbol currently has the lead over 3's best seasons with this. I think the biggest reason she's up here is due to her success in the 2018 and 2019 retro competitions. She won like every single one except one of the 2018 retro competitions. So that's why I believe she is up here. But some other notable contenders, like Demon is in 3rd, Blitz in 4th, Speeder, a really good run, up in 5th. You see Baseline, competed since 2023. He is up to 8th. Chomps in 15th. Really surprising, actually, because he was not that good in 2022. I really felt like that was going to bring him down. Apparently not. He's sitting here in 15th, and the 2025 rookies are not in this list. It will be added to at the end of each year, so this is up to the end of 2024. This list will probably change a lot when it gets to the end of 2025. We will show you this list at the end of each year, and then we'll crown a decade champion at the end of the 2029 season, which is still a long ways to go, but we just wanted to make sure you knew about this. So with that out of the way, 2 new competitors, plus a decade-long point standings, let's get into the racing in the May competition. The first race in the May competition, in round number 1, from right to left, contains Fire, Lantern, Dylan, and Bird. A quick note, looking at the lineup here, it looks like Fire is beginning to experiment. He has been god-awful to start this year. He's basically finished last in every single race. He's been going forwards this season, experimenting here, going backwards. I doubt it'll help, but we'll have to wait and see. And it's a very even start. Maybe Bird a little ahead. Lantern way in the air. Fire way up on 2 wheels. But he's pulling away from the pack. And he's going to take an easy victory as all competitors move in slowly behind him. Holy moly, I thought Fire was going over. How did he save that? That was wild. He was up on two wheels. He was on his side. He was way gone. Two wheels. He was on his side and somehow saved it and actually won the race as well. So a great run there. Clearly going backwards actually does help for him. So he advances. Dylan comes home in second. Lantern, a massive bounce through the transition, comes home in third. Bird falls to fourth. But Fire basically flips and then wins the race. Minecart, Jeep, Volks, and M race next. It's an even start. It looks like Jeep may be edging ahead, but he bounces way in the air. Maybe got on the side of the track. Definitely got sideways. A drag race at the front of the pack. And it looks like Minecart is going to get the win ahead of M. That is a heartbreaker for Jeep. Was way in the lead, but then coming through the transition, got way in the air, and then just kind of how he's designed, when he finally got straightened up, he just wobbled, bounced back and forth on his chassis. Basically had no chance to win the race after that happened. Minecart pulled ahead and grabbed the victory. It wasn't without challenge, though, as M came up in second place. Metrotech, Bullet, Oldster, and Rescue race next. And it's Rescue getting left behind early as Oldster pulls to the lead, wobbles a little bit. It looked like Bullet was on the side of the track. Rescue pulls to second, close at the front of the pack, but Metrotech will hold on, and Bullet is off the track. She will grind to a halt before her finish piece, and D, N, F. Where on earth did Rescue come from? He fell well behind the pack, and then as everyone came through the transition, he was basically still at the start line, and then all of a sudden we're at the finish line, and he is right there battling for the lead. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't get the victory. I believe his slow start is because of that. He might have been trying to avoid chaos coming through the transition. It's entirely possible. I don't know, though. What I do know is it's Metrotech who gets the win and advances to round 2. Flatbed, Silver, Total, and Luke race next. And it looks to be an even start. Flatbed and Luke in the lead. Flatbed bounces between walls. It looks like Total was in the air, and now he's pulling away from the pack. Will get an easy victory. I did not think that Flatbed was going to finish there. He will, and come home in fourth. I don't know where Total was coming through the transition, but I know that right after the transition, he was bouncing, and then all of his competitors lost their speed. He pulls through, basically grabs an easy victory. The two competitors who started this race in the lead, Flatbed and Luke, come home fourth and third, respectively. Sierra, Plasma, Skull, and Mini race next. And it's an even start. It looks like Skull and Sierra in the lead. Plasma way in the air. Skull wobbled as well. And Sierra in the lead. Can she hold it? The pack cannot catch her. And Sierra will finally advance to round 2. Finally! Sierra advances to round 2. She has had a heartbreak race after heartbreak race. In, I think, the March competition, she wrestled DFD to the ground because she was so frustrated with how this season was going against some great competitors. Plasma is no slouch. He made a mistake coming through that transition and could not regain speed. Barely squeaked out second. Sierra, nearly a car length ahead of her competitor, she finally advances to round 2. 68, Rancher, Throwback, and Bruiser race next. It's an even start. It looks like 68 in the lead, wobbling Rancher up on 2 wheels. Bruiser and Throwback are in the lead. They're tied at side by side, crossing the line, and it looked like Bruiser, but I think Throwback's piece is going to get the nod. He is! Throwback will get the victory. That was very, very close. A tough finish for 68, who led the pack into the transition. She just wobbled. Rancher as well, getting up on two wheels. But the show was between Throwback and Bruiser, and Throwback just narrowly squeaks out the victory. Tron, Bush, Crystal, and Racer race next. It's an even start. It looks like Racer slightly in the lead. She pops up now on two wheels as Tron and Crystal pull ahead. Crystal a little sideways allows Bush to close. And it looked like Crystal holds them off. And she does. Just barely coming through the transition. Racer bounced. Crystal and Tron pulled ahead. And then I don't know what happened to Tron, but it did look like Crystal got a little sideways, which then allowed the pack to close. Bush just a little too far away to catch her. Crystal advances to round 2. 10. Mustang, Trunkless, and Country race next. It's an even start. It looks like Country a little ahead. Mustang way in the air, flips. Now he's backwards in his lane. 10 is upside down. It looks like Trunkless will just barely get the win ahead of Country. Mustang is backwards in his lane. Was so close to landing on the track to be able to finish the race backwards. And then 10 flipped in the air and then landed on his roof. Based on positioning on track, it looks like Mustang is closest to the finish line, so he will be placed in 3rd. 10 in 4th. Trunkless gets the victory, just barely beats out Country, who led the pack into the transition zone. Trunkless advanced to round number 2 in Race Derby, but then upon further review, we realized that he wasn't supposed to advance. And so he has basically struggled the last couple of competitions to get that advancement. And he does it. Finally, in the May competition, Trunkless gets that victory. Advances to round 2. Rev, Railing, Blackout, and Kurt race next. It's an even start. It looks like Railing now beginning to fall behind. He bounces way in the air. It looks like Blackout's off the side of the track. Rev will pull to a victory ahead of the NASCAR of Kurt. And Railing and Blackout will stall out before the finish line. That is a rough finish there for Blackout. Was even with the rest of the pack, but getting off the side of the track there caused her to DNF. With Railing, who just had a very slow race overall, Rev beats Kurt to the line. It didn't look like he had much challenge. Didn't make a mistake, which is everything on this track. He gets the victory and advances to the next round. Safari, 1, 55, and Redliner race next. It looks like Redliner and Safari have the lead early. A big bounce for the middle lanes. They're now off the track, drifting together. Redliner and Safari sneak through, and Redliner will grab the victory. 55 will come so close to finishing. 1 will be a long ways behind her. So it's Redliner with the victory. And for the first time in what feels like forever, the two that started in the lead will finish with the lead. Redliner will come out ahead of Safari. 1 and 55 there for a little while. Looked like they were synchronized drifting. That was kind of funny, but they will both DNF, which is not funny and quite disappointing. The Diecast Competition Series has noted to a lot of competitors that there might be a new policy on DNFs. Because right now, you just DNF and you finish last, basically. So it's like you finished the race in 3rd and 4th. We're thinking of changing that. Not sure yet. We're basically going to have to wait and see how the rest of this competition plays out. But just a quick little warning right there. DNF right now basically doesn't matter. It's just, shucks, I didn't finish the race. In the next competition and the competitions going forward this year, that might be changed. Lefty, Nova, Flames, and Daylight race next. It's Daylight who's being left behind Flames in the lead. He wobbles, bounces up on two wheels as Nova's trying to drive to the lead. Daylight draws even with him, but Nova will hold him off. Like we've seen multiple times in this competition, we saw someone hold back. In this race, it was Daylight. And just like other times we've seen this season, he drove right to the front. But as per usual, that slow start was a little too slow, and he just ran out of time to catch Nova. Discount, Turbo, Blue, and Dragon race next. It's an even start. Looks like Blue beginning to pull ahead, but now he bounces way in the air, flips on his roof as Turbo begins to fall back. Dragon will take the victory. Discount in second, Turbo in third, and Blue will come to a grinding halt right near his finish line piece. That is a heartbreaker. Leading the race, bounced way in the air, flipped on his roof. For a moment, I thought he was going to do what I believe it was Mustang earlier in this competition, where he was just going to flip around and just start racing backwards. He did not. Dragon gets the victory, has had an uncharacteristically poor season. He's typically up there top 30 to 35 in points. This year, I don't know where he is, but he's not top 20 to 35. This one here will definitely help him in the points. Mighty, Bleu, Jacqueline, and Mobile race next. Lanes 1 and 3, that's Mighty and Jacqueline, are rookies. The rest are veterans. And it looks to be Mighty with a big lead, but he bounces up on two wheels. Now he's fully going over. He's into Bleu. Mobile will pass the line and win, and Mighty is actually gonna finish the race. He probably got a massive helping hand there from Bleu, who somehow finishes second, despite carrying basically double her weight, with Mighty riding on her roof. Mighty actually almost got third. Jacqueline, though, was able to sneak into that position, and Mobile grabs the victory. Just like Dragon, he's had a pretty uncharacteristically poor season. Usually he's way up there in points competing for the victory. This season, obviously, he's not. He's kind of struggling. This win here is going to help him out a lot, but it's a what could have been for the rookie of Mighty. Viper, Burner, Ruthless, and Ranger race next. Ruthless in lane number 3 is the only veteran in this race. Everyone else are rookies. And it looks to be Burner with a bit of a slow start. He bounces in the air but begins to draw to the front. They're 3 wide, now 2 wide. Crossing the line, it looks like Burner will beat Ranger. The first time all season we've had a slow starter actually have their slow start pay off in the end. Burner basically had everything go wrong for him. He had a slow start. He was the biggest bouncer through the transition, but somehow he drove to the front as his competitors, I guess, had a rough go through the transition. He narrowly beats out Ranger. I thought it was going to be a 3-wide finish with Viper, Ranger, and Burner, but Viper fell back. They're having a rough season there with Viper, a competitor I really thought was going to be fast this year. The rookies beat out Ruthless, the veteran. It's Burner who comes out on top of them all. Rookie Falcon, Venom, 96, and Courtesy race next. Courtesy in lane number 4 is the first New Yorker to race in this competition, and if you ask me, he is going to continue to be the first New Yorker to race in the next competition as well. He finally showed hope in the last competition, finishing second in his race, but I think he's going to continue to fall. I think there are competitors in here like Falcon and 96 who can and probably will beat him. It's 96 who gets caught up at the start line. She bounces big in the air, now off the track. Falcon way in the lead will get the victory ahead of Courtesy. Venom will drive through in third. And 96 will DNF. It looked like coming through the transition there, Courtesy bounced up his front tires. The rookie of Falcon didn't do anything wrong, it looked like. He was just clean through that entire race. And I'm not exactly sure where this puts Courtesy, but I believe this puts him in a position to where if he gets eliminated in the next competition, he could end up in the bottom 28. A second place finish here might pull him out of that just barely, but it's close. And with Race and Land quickly closing, he is not safe right now. He needs to hope and pray that Race and Land goes great for him and poorly for everyone else, because he really, really needs some points. He is undoubtedly last. He might even be in the 200s of points. He might be in the 200s. I could be wrong there, but I don't think I am, and that's rough because I love Courtesy as a competitor, but just this track is not going well for him. He is not super fast or super competitive. The rookie of Falcon moves on to the next round. FedEx, EB, Prime Target, and Castrol race next. It's an even start. I have no idea who's in the lead. Prime Target wobbles on two wheels, now begins to fall behind. It's close at the line between EB and Castrol. And it's Castrol who'll get the victory. I thought for a moment it was going to be EB. It was super, super close. I guess that Castrol was just a little bit faster. Neither really made a mistake. So it was just that. It came down to whoever was faster. Rough finish for FedEx. Prime Target bounces up on two wheels, comes home in third. EB comes so close to winning, but comes home in second. It's the NASCAR of Castrol getting the victory. Indy, California, Spoiler, and Ethel race next. And it's an even start. Don't know who's ahead. California bounces way in the air. Looked like Spoiler was a little sideways. It's a drag race at the front. And Ethel will claim the victory. That was a good run there for Ethel. But a great run here for Indy. With both third and fourth here messing up. That allowed Indy to just drive right around. Did not think he had the speed for that kind of thing. Apparently he does. He comes home in second. Ethel, the only NASCAR in this race, gets the win, advances to round 2. Zonda, Sports, Hot Wheels, and Rookie AE race next. And it's Hot Wheels with the early lead. The pack closes to him. The middle lanes bounce. Hot Wheels was on the side of the track. Zonda's in the lead, but here comes AE to try and steal it. And he will. AE steals the victory from Zonda. Just mere inches away from the finish line. Your early leader of Hot Wheels will come home in second. Sports fell to fourth, but it's the rookie beating out the sophomore of Zonda for the victory. Gear Wrench, Snake, Rookie, Hull, and Siren race next. It's an even start. It looks like maybe Siren in the lead. Now Snake bounces and flips on her roof. Siren was in the air as well. Gear Wrench will beat the rookie at the line. Siren will come through to get the victory, but Snake is stuck upside down halfway down the track. The rookie of Hull, I really thought he was going to be able to beat Gear Wrench. He does not, comes home in second. And for the second straight race, the only NASCAR in the race advances to the next round. Type X, Lightning, Double Liner, and 27 race next. It's an even start. It looks like Lightning's being left way behind. Now he bounces way in the air, wobbles between both lanes, but he's coming and passes Type X before the line. Lightning had a slow start, then bounced everywhere, and then somehow saved it to win the race. That was badass. That's what that was. I have no words for that. That was absolute badass right there from Lightning. I thought he was wrecked. He somehow wins. That is a heartbreaker for Type X. Probably looked in his rearview mirror and saw Lightning bouncing all over the place. Was like, oh, I got this easy. And then next thing he knew, Lightning was next to him. That's rough. But Lightning somehow saves it to advance to round 2. Sean Gregson, 30, and Charger race next. It's an even start. It looks like Gregson a slight lead. 30 now takes it, but bounces way in the air. Bounces off of Charger, as now Sean has the lead and will take a huge victory, a huge margin of victory. 30 somehow comes home in second place. I don't know how, because she was basically doing what Mighty did earlier. She used Charger as like a crutch to help save her, bounced off his roof. Gregson in between them in third place. It's Sean capitalizing on his competitor's mistakes to advance to the next round. For the first time all season, round number 1 does not contain Mixer and Fastenal in the same race. Next up, we have Mixer, Black, Citron, and Armorall. Mixer and Fastenal have basically wrecked together since the very first competition. In the last competition, Fastenal was finally able to get that victory. He advanced to round 2, so he will be coming up probably on Wednesday. Maybe this helps Mixer. Maybe it doesn't. And so far, it's kind of helping him. He's in the lead, wobbles. Black up on 2 wheels. They're 4 wide. Mixer bounces, wobbles. It's tight at the line. It looks like Black will get the victory. Black will get the victory, drives on to round 2. But I am disappointed in Mixer in this one. I thought he had a great chance at winning here without the distraction of Fastenal beside him. But he came through the transition cleanly, and then he just bounced side to side, hit the wall. He lost way too much speed, just dropped to 4th. Armorall comes home in 3rd. Citron in 2nd. Black gets the victory and advances to round 2. X8, Hyper Ice, Python, and Rookie Drift Rod race next. It looks like Python with a slight lead, but everyone draws even next to her. She bounces up on the side of the track. It's X8 in the lead. No one can pass him, and so X8 will grab the victory. Python, it looked like, started in the lead there, though it was pretty even. X8 will drive away, get the victory. A disappointing finish for the rookie of Drift Rod. He comes home in 4th place. I really felt like he was going to be faster. He's not, obviously, finishing in 4th. In this one, going to fall deeper down the standings. Rookie of the Year might be out of the question at this point for him. Hyper Ice comes so close to the victory, but it's X8 pulling it off. Carvana, Red, Worldwide, and Club race next. And it looks to be Red with a very slight lead. She wobbles up on 2 wheels. Worldwide almost flips as they begin to fall behind. It's tight. At the line, it looks like Club will get the win ahead of Carvana. And he will. Carvana will finish in 2nd place. Worldwide popping up on 2 wheels comes home in 3rd. Red will come home in fourth, the only non-NASCAR in this race. I didn't feel like she had much of a chance amongst her competitors. Red started the season incredible, was up there 5th, 6th in points. I made a note early in the year, though, that I didn't feel like she could stay there, which is why I mentioned it at the time, how incredible of a start it was. She's been dropping ever since, but I still feel like she's on track to have her best career season, which is incredible for her. It's Club, advancing to round 2. Drifts, Plymouth, Howler, and Rookie Cheetah race next. It looks like Drifts with the early lead. Cheetah draws next to him. Cheetah bounces. Howler wobbles up on 2 wheels. Plymouth trying to hold off Drifts, and he will be able to. Plymouth, it looked like he was about to lose the lead to Drifts. Almost lost it, but like Mixer a couple of races ago, it looked like Drifts was kind of wobbling, bouncing side to side, which is probably why he couldn't close. A disappointing finish here for Cheetah. The rookie comes home in 4th. Started even with Plymouth for the lead, just bounced too big through the transition and fell way too far behind. Howler in 3rd. Drifts just barely out of the lead behind Plymouth. Fender, Cage, 5, and Flyer race next. It looks like Fender's in the lead, a wobble through the transition. 5, looks like he's on the side of the track. Flyer will break away from the pack, but it's Fender with the victory. The battle really for 3rd place, and that will clearly go to 5. I'm really disappointed in Flyer in this race. I thought that he was going to challenge Fender a lot more than he did. I really felt like Flyer actually had this win. I thought Fender was going to be challenging him. I guess it wasn't meant to be. Fender gets a relatively easy victory. Flyer a relatively easy 2nd place. 5 in Cage bring up the rest of the pack. I feel like I should trade my grays for reds in this next race, because this next one is full of competitors painted red. Next up, we have Impreza, Chevelle, Bones, and Pattern. It's an even start. It looks like Bones beginning to fall behind. A bounce through the transition, and it looks like Impreza's in the lead, but he's wobbling, which will allow the pack to close, and it looked like Pattern will steal it at the line. She does! Pattern steals the win from Impreza, who, like many competitors in this competition, like many competitors even this season, he was bouncing side to side, wall to wall, which lost him way too much speed, allowed the pack to close, and allowed Pattern to get the victory. Bones, a slow race, will unfortunately come home in 4th. Chevelle in 3rd. Pattern advances to round 2. Nighttime, Cruise, Catapult, and M&M's race next. It looks to be a pretty even start. Catapult and M&M's in the lead. Catapult now win here. Bounces off Cruise to straighten up. Cruise was in the air as well. The NASCARs will take 1, 2. It looked like M&M's was ahead, which he was. Catapult with that massive bounce will somehow save it to come home in 3rd. That massive bounce though not only slowed her up, but also slowed down Cruise, who will come home in 4th. The NASCARs place 1, 2. Nighttime in 2nd. It's M&M's getting the win and advancing to round 2. 28. Rookie, Beetle, Tootsies, and Benz race next. And if you don't want to do the math, don't worry, because I've already done it for you. 55 competitors separate the first New Yorker from the second New Yorker. The second New Yorker is Benz, who sits in lane number 4 in this race. And it looks to be Benz, maybe a slight lead, a wobble through the transition, the two middle lanes as Benz attempting to pull to the lead. It's tight with the rookie, but it looked like Benz was able to hold on. He can. Benz does hold on to get the victory. Did I say 55? I meant like 155. Benz gets the victory here, pulls away from Courtesy. Beetle, a rough second place here. A wobble through the transition is probably what did him in. It's probably what put Tootsies in fourth, 28 in third. It's Benz getting much needed points in this one, advancing to round 2. Rookie Artie. Pickup DeWalt and Moto. Race next. It looks to be an even start. Artie now beginning to pull ahead. A small bounce. The middle lane's a little bit bigger as Artie's now trying to pull away. It's tight at the front of the pack, but Artie, the rookie, will be able to hold on. And Artie is just confusing me. Man, he flips and finishes one competition looking like he has absolutely zero control whatsoever. And then the next competition, he goes out there and it looks like he could win 100 races and a championship. With the speed, every single time he has shown speed, he's been fast. I don't want to see him wrecking. I want to see him winning. Just like this, an impressive victory for the rookie. Loves York, Exalta, and Department race next. Lanes 2 and 4, which are York and Department, are the third and fourth New Yorkers to run in this competition. This means this will be our third competition in a row with 2 New Yorkers in the same race. Let's see who comes out on top. And it's a pretty even start. Maybe Department in the lead. York, a big bounce on the side of the track, but he keeps it clean. It's 3 wide crossing the line. That was really, really tight. Who won? York is going to get the victory. And the New Yorkers are going to place 1, 2, the NASCAR's third and fourth. York bounced big coming through that transition, but did not let him affect him whatsoever. Gathered it back up. A great save there. And he drove to the finish line. Drove to the win. Department clean through that entire race. Just unfortunately did not have the speed to be able to beat York, who advances to the next round. Okay, so I've just been sitting here recording this entire thing, just kind of trucking along, and already we're on the final race of this round. Like, this completely snuck up on me. If I hadn't checked to see what race number I was at, I probably would not have been able to give you this is the final race of this video. Even now, I didn't even give you the 2 races to go. This really snuck up on me. But this is the last race of the first half of round number 1. I'm very lucky that they added an extra race to round number 1. I noted it at the top of the show. We have 2 brand new competitors, and so we have no idea what the competitor count at the end of the rounds are. It's probably going to be 63, but just in case, we've added an extra race to the first half of round 1. So this is race 32. It contains Money Lion, Drafter, Shooter, and Rookie Shifter. It looks to be an even start. Now Shooter beginning to pull ahead. Now he's way in the air. Drafter off the side of the track. It's tight at the front of the pack. The rookie will get the victory. And everyone is going to finish. You want to know the craziest part, though? Here's Shooter flipped upside down, and he is actually going to beat the competitor who's on their wheels to the line. Shooter is going to come home in third in this race somehow. Drafter in fourth. It was tight between the rookie and the sophomore. It's the rookie of Shifter who gets the victory. The only NASCAR in this race, and one of two sophomores in this race of Moneyline gets second place. The other sophomore is Drafter, if you're wondering. And with this being the final race of the first half of round number 1, here are your results. This is the first 32 competitors advancing to round number 2. We have at least 31 more to run that will hopefully be coming out on Wednesday. Now, usually when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I have no idea who I'm going to pick. I feel like I need to see more from everyone, but not this time round. I have 2 picks, and the best part about them is that not only do I feel extremely confident they can make it all the way to the final round, but they're also far enough apart where they actually can make it to the final round. One of the most recent competitions, I picked 2 competitors who are going to be right next to each other in round 3 if they had made it. This time, not doing that. They are far enough apart. The first competitor I'm going to pick is Plymouth. I'm going to pick Plymouth. I think he's got the speed to get there. He was stupidly consistent last year. He's been a little slow to start this season. I think now is a beautiful time to finally be able to get him into that rhythm. The other competitor I'm going to pick is Dragon. The biggest reason I'm picking him is not just because he's fast, but I think he is faster than the competitors around him. The competitors around him are no slouches, easily, but I do believe that Dragon has the most speed out of everyone there. So, there we go. Those are my 2 picks. They are far enough apart to where they could actually both be in that final round. Let me know who your top 2 picks are in the comments. And so there we go. We will be back later this week, hopefully on Wednesday, for the second half of round number 1. So, there we go. That's it. If you don't want to miss the rest of this competition, the rest of this season, hit the subscribe button. So until next time, my name is Farkle8000, and we'll see you later.